Reclaiming Timeless Ways underway with another episode. Mike Tracer and Simon Fuller, that is he and I and you. Welcome. And
Thank you.
what are we going to do today?
Got a big question.
Uh-oh.
We turn on the radio or the news or the computer or listen to somebody talking, and all of a sudden you hear something bad happen.
All the time.
Right, or you get a whole string of bad things, and they're all associated with each other.
Sure.
And that can be paralyzing,
Sure.
right? So I'm going to give a good example of that, but then we're going to move beyond it. Okay? But we have to have that example because we have to understand there is both good and evil, and they don't change.
Right.
They're forever. They're imprinted into the fabric of creation by the Creator, right? Who is a moral being. Not just powerful, but moral. So, first of all, I'm going to read some names. Malcolm X. He went to Mecca as a man filled with hate. When he was there, he had this experience where he was looking at all these people walking around, black, white, red, yellow, hating half of them, loving a few of them. Just an angry, radicalized man. And God spoke to him and he said, you see all these people, all of them, they're all my children. And it ruined his whole MO.
Right.
It destroyed it. Because God quieted him down and made him listen like he made Paul listen on the road to, what was it, Damascus. So that ruined Malcolm X. Now these other people are Robert Kennedy Sr., John Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Charlie Kirk. They all had a vision. And the vision involved people finding the worth and humanity in each other and moving closer to truth and to each other instead of wanting to destroy each other. Right? Now, they have one other thing in common. They were all murdered. And they were murdered for a very specific reason. They were bad for business. Right? Now, that can make you hopeless or it can piss you off. And if it pisses you off the right way, you're going to do something good. So you have a choice. Humbug or decency, kindness, right? So the message, I believe, that God has is, I'm going to give you time. We don't know how much, I'm not going to tell you how much time, because if I tell you how much time you've got, your life is going to be ruined, because you're going to spend all your time obsessing about it, right? So you got a bunch of time. Maybe it's a set amount of time, maybe it isn't. I'm not going to tell you that either. Oh, really? That's right. But what I am going to tell you is this. If you stay in the humbug, your existence is going to suck. It's going to be miserable. But if you use that as the problem to move towards the solution, which is some form of decency, of kindness, of construction, right? And you can make a simple example. Sand is kind of useless, but you can use it to make cement, and you can use it to make a lens and see a planet. Sand. So the sand is, in a way, just a bunch of crap scattered about. You can walk in, it feels good on your feet, but it's kind of useless. But yet you can make those two things with it. So you can make telescopes to see the universe, where you can build structures. I'm just winging it. I didn't.
I like it because the bah humbug, or one more analogy, because, my wife and I, we've taken care of many cats, so you can they poop in sand. So do you want to be the bah humbug and that's all the sand you're going to take that sand and make it into the lens, the buildings. It's thinking you can do either with it.
There's an
It
interesting.
can just be a shit catcher too.
I think he was a pastor, I'm not sure. He was traveling around in Africa where they have all these waterborne lethal illnesses that can kill people, right? And he started asking himself, everybody has to drink water or they die within a day or two, or 3, right? So he said, what can we do? So he knew something about pottery. So he took clay soil, which you can fire it and make a cup out of it or a bowl. And then he took little tiny bits of branches and leaves and I think sand and even like animal droppings, right? And he stirred it together, and when it fired, all the organic matter was burned out of it. But what was left was submicroscopic porosity, right? So you have this big ass bowl, right? Or like a 5-gallon bucket, right? Or a 10, whatever. But it's made in such a way that if you fill it, it slowly filters through and very clean water comes out the bottom. So you put it in a clean bucket, now you have clean water. I think he also might have added, or somebody added, a silver compound, that colloidal silver. I don't remember if it was him or somebody else, but the end result was that for like $40 or $50, you could make a bucket out of sand and leaves and twigs and shit. Shit, right? What the fuck are we gonna do with shit? We're gonna make clean water from sand
That doesn't sound right.
Right, except there's no more shit. All there is a space where the shit once was, right? A microscopic space. So we're back to what is a mind? What is thinking? You got a problem. Well, a problem is a horrible thing, kind of like what happened to these people, but can something good be derived?
Out of it, yeah.
So he actually created a ministry, and I don't remember what it's called, but you can find it, where they make these buckets and people, I think, invest in them, and then they send them to Africa so people can drink water. What was another one? You know how a condenser works on a air conditioner, right? So one side of the condenser is hot and the other side transfers heat, and the other side is cold. So some guy decided he was going to do this thing, and he puts a tripod, big tripod up, puts a propeller on it with a shaft, and connected to the shaft is a condenser from an air conditioner, just the condenser. So you got a hot side and a cold side. Well, what does the air do when it hits the cold side? It condenses. Then they got a little tube that catches it and it funnels like a funnel, and so it drips clean water from the air into a bucket. Now people have clean drinking water from air. And you're like, seriously, right? So we live in a world that, among other things, is saturated with mind. And you're like, what else don't I know? You start getting a little tiny bit hungry. And that's when that happy child gets switched on. And the happy child starts asking questions. What else can I do with something? It's almost endless. Maybe it is endless. So we start off with Humbug. What happened to these people? Well, evil decided to snuff them out because they were doing good, right? And then we say, okay, but what does evil want to do with me? Why is it telling me this? Well, it's telling you this to dispirit you. Is it essential that you become dispirited? Or is that just the marketing program? Do I have to go that way? Do I have to sink the hook in my jaw? Or can I look at it and go, yes, there is good, but there's evil, but there's also good. And there's filthy water, and somehow I can take dirt and sand and sticks and leaves and shit and fire and make a clean bucket for clean water so people don't die. the same world. Right? Same world.
Same world.
Same world. The bifurcation, one road becomes two, right? Where am I going with that bifurcation? Now, does that mean I never get angry? No. Why? I'm human. So what do I do with that? I forgive myself and I go back. I don't beat myself. I recognize it. I see it as I was conned again by darkness, and then I redirect myself.
Refocus, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That does not mean I become a sucker. It doesn't mean that I trust somebody who's not trustworthy, like somebody I mentioned to you earlier, off air.
Yeah.
I have to remain conscious and aware.
Diligent, all that.
Right, discerning.
Yeah.
Right? How can I be a good steward if I'm not discerning?
Yeah.
Can't. Right? So, the bad news is bad things happen, people get sick, people get hurt, etc. But out of all these simple elements, good
Prevails.
can.
Yeah.
When it's offered to us, we have two hands offering us two different worlds, right? So now the dark hand says, yeah, but I'm still going to do dark, so why bother? And the light hand says, because you can make a difference. You ever hear the story about the 50,000 starfish?
No.
Good story. It's a 30-second story. It's a kid on the beach with his parents, and there was a big wave, and all these starfish got washed on the shore. And, I mean, thousands and thousands of them. And it's like an impossibility. They're all going to bake in the sun, be trinkets in a store, right? So the kid goes over and he picks one up. And mother says, what difference does it make? And the kid says, it will make a big difference to this one to put it back. So he does. He didn't do nothing. And that's it.
Claiming Timeless Ways, we hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, have a fantastic day.